Hello everybody, I'm Christian from Berlin. What means pentatonic? Well, penta means five, so it depends where you go. If you go to a bar and say like, pentatonic, you get five tonic, that's kind of stupid. Or you get this. So welcome to this tutorial. Pentatonic, 5 notes. Penta means 5. What are these 5 notes? Let's have a look. It's the C, the D, the E, G, and the A in C. So, or in intervals, it's the root, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 6. Earlier scales have fewer notes in almost all cultures. What can we do with it? Everything. Everything that is in major. Now a scale itself is just very boring. It looks very boring. Maybe just like you, until we bring you in shape. Little workout, a little bit here, maybe a shower or a hat, and then you might look just great. Same with the scale. You know, if you just play up and down, and you might have a violin and then it's called Irish folk, but I will show you 10 licks. I will play them fast and then explain them in slow. You can also buy, if you're a note reader, one of the lucky people who can read, buy it as a sheet music or as a MIDI file. It's a universal scale that makes it great and universally usable. Whatever chord you play here, and as long as you stay in one key. Okay, let's start with the first one. We start with the run down. Then you see the sequence, you know the notes by now. Now, and you see it repeats. In a ballad style or fast. Now we have this wonderful sequence up. It's really important. Just dum bum 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 and so on. I recommend here always 1, 2, 3 because that's easy to remember and it works. And see, and if I now use the rundown, I already have part of the solo. Okay, remember also, for later you don't always have to play the whole run. You know, you can also just play it. See? A little bit and a little bit down. Lovely little solo already. Once more, put your hands here, and we have between the 5 and the 6. And the other element is this one here. One and 2 and 3 to and to 4 to and. That is the way to count it, because there are 16 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 to and to 4 to. Oh, Christian, come on. 1 and 2 and 3 to and to 4 to and 3 to and to 4 to and. It's a really nice sound, and you can combine later on a lot of stuff with it. You can, for example, now that you have this little run up, yes, that's your job later on, you know. I just give you little licks and then you do something with it. You can longer run, you can do a long run. Oh yes, that's great. Lovely. Just for your interest, I play the C now in a little poppy fashion, not with the C, but we play the C here already. I just add the 9. Sounds kind of sweet. What do we have here? Again, we have 16th note, like this. 1 to and to 2 to and to. That's the rhythm. 1 to and to 2 to and to 1 to. Or okay, it's a second little part here. Da 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 da. Ba da 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 dum. Da 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 da. Da 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 bum. So we have here the 5th. And here we have now the 3rd between A and C. 1, 3. I do have a little rhythmic variation on the last chord. Okay, that one again. I come from F and 4 and to 1 to and to 2 to and to 3 to and to 4 to and to. And then you just take chords as you like again. And so on. So, this is a little bit trickier. It's a pattern you have to understand. We are always skipping one, like. Okay, finger setting is important here if you want to speed up later. It's always the what I call the natural finger setting. It's the finger God made you to play it. That's just automatically there by anatomy, which is not natural. For piano students, because they always like to prefer the strong fingers instead of the natural finger setting. So you should master this one first. Jumping this one now. Jumping this one now. And then moving with the 5th finger. Jumping this one now. Always jumping 1 in the scale. And it goes on. Next one here, 5th finger on D. Just jumping this one. And then 5th finger here. And then I was starting on the E, but the pattern stays the same. Jumping this one. And it stays like a stitching machine with a nice little pattern. And then I finished, in this case, I finish it here. Speed it up a little bit. You can, like I played it now as 16ths. It was 1 to enter, 2 to enter, 3 to enter, and so on. But you can also, of course, play it as 8 notes, like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then just add one of the other licks. Okay? Well, it's a beauty, huh? It's a true beauty, and it's a classic in so many solos. You have to learn a skill here, even more than all the others, because it has to sound fluent, and this is this skill here. That you do this 2-finger grace note, you might call it, if you insist. I call it the 2-finger slide. It just sounds more important. And I just love to sound important. So this is essential, and we have that again. You know that from the other lick. In pop piano, it's just a must to be able to play this. It's worth investing time here, because then you really achieve a new sound. So some things are not worth investing time, like your kids, for example. They can do pretty much without you. Just kidding. Just kidding. So, but this one, just after your kids, invest time in this, and so just touch it slightly, and then this target note. This gets the weight of the lower arm. So practice this a couple of million times. See you back in 4 years, and then you just go down. Do the same thing here again between these. Then you move over, and then, wouldn't you have guessed it, it repeats. Again. Now pay attention, because I take this as a metronome. Tuck, tuck. Why is this bloody thing always switching on the reverb by default? I can't believe these digital pianos have so bad designed these decisions. You know this from digital pianos. You put a certain reverb, or you put something, switch it to your taste, then you switch it on, and it's all gone. You know, it's 2020. We are sending people to the sun soon. It's 16th, as you might have guessed already. Sweet 16th. And 1 to and to 2 to and to 3 to and to. That's basically it. Then you add the nice chords. You can, which chords do you want me to take? It does not matter. It does not matter. Oh, it sounds good. Wonderful. Don't practice too much, because you might get better than me and take all my jobs away, or even opening your own channel, and would be my fierce enemy. Okay, again, just start. We started from here. On this, with a top note C, yeah? Why not with this one? Start with this one. It really doesn't matter. It's the same pattern. Now I start with the top note G. It works everywhere. We've got to move on, people. It's getting daylight already here. And another beauty queen here is. So what is it? 1, 2, and 2, and 2, 3, 2, and 4. Again. 1, 2, and 2, and 2, 3, 2, and 4. And then you start moving. All this stays the same. 1, 2. Pop. 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 And only in the end I do a little variation. Huh? This one here. You don't have to do it. You can play the last one on G. Gak. And then, of course, I give you an example how to connect this. This is just fine. It's almost a hit. Like. Or the other element, you know? Then, or. Where was I? And then you can go on here, whatever. And then you do, and you will be a celebrated hero of pop piano music. Now this is wonderfully ornamental and emotionally. What is it? It's for slightly better players like me. And we have a look. Why? Because we have this triplet. So you have to practice this little swap between rhythmic differences. Da da dum ba 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 ba. This is not what I used to tell you. Take a little sentence like, this is not what I used to tell you. This is not what I used. But be sure that these are the first, the 16 triplets are even. Da da dum ba da 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 dum ba da dum ba da. That the 16 triplets are even, and then it again is one of those wonderful things that stay the same. So few things in life stay the same, right? Just look at your face. Just look at your face, how that changes over time, and compare this, your face, to this lovely lick here. You know, which one is better? You give the answer. So I hope you liked what you learned. And now you can either subscribe, press one of these if you liked it. If you didn't like it, press one of these, subscribe, and press also another video here. Pentatonic for me and my friends here. Bye.